Welcome back to another chilling episode of Horror Talks with Tate. I'm Tate, your host, and today we're delving into the eerie world of found footage horror with a franchise that sends shivers down the spines of many, the Blair Witch Project. This iconic series didn't just entertain, it blurred the lines between reality and fiction, leaving audience questioning what was truly lurking in the dark woods. The Blair Witch Project burst onto the scene and became a phenomenon, captivating viewers with its raw and unsettling portrayal of three filmmakers who disappeared while investigating the local legend. This groundbreaking film wasn't just a movie. It was an experience that immersed viewers in a chilling tale through its found footage style, making them feel like active members in the character's terrifying journey. As we peel back the layers of this franchise, we'll explore not only its plot twists and character dynamics, but also its profound impacts on the horror genre itself. From spawning a wave of found footage imitators to influence how filmmakers approach storytelling and audience engagement, the Blair Witch Project left an indelible mark on both horror enthusiasts and the film industry at large. Join me as we dissect the spine-chilling details, uncovering the hidden truth, and speculate on what the future holds for this haunting franchise. Whether you're a die-hard fan or a curious newcomer, prepare to be drawn into the murky depth of the Blair Witch Project, where every twig snap and rustle of leaves could spell out your worst nightmares. Stay tuned as we navigate the dark and twisty path of this urban legend turned cinematic sensation, from the origin of the Blair Witch mythos to its latest installment on the horizon. We're about to unearth all there is to know about this spine-chilling franchise, so grab your flashlights, keep your wits about you, and let's embark on this hair-raising journey together. Our adventure begins with the Blair Witch Project. A found footage was found somewhere in the woods and 3 people were missing. 3 film students embark on a journey to create a documentary about the Blair Witch, venturing into Black Hill Forest. As they delve deeper into the woods, they start getting lost, and every night they hear strange noises and see things that suggest they are being stalked. In Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, after the release of The Blair Witch, a group of graduate students decided to go into the woods to see if the footage was real. This group of students, driven by a mix of curiosity and disbelief, aims to uncover the truth behind the legendary Blair Witch. Armed with cameras and equipment, they venture into the famous Book of Hill Forest, where the original film's footage was supposedly found. In the 2016 sequel, Blair Witch, Heather's brother James, driven by an unending hope and a deep sense of obligation to uncover the truth about his sister's mysterious disappearance, sets out into a hauntingly eerie Black Hill Forest. Accompanied by a group of friends who shared his determination and curiosity, they venture into the dense wood, equipped with cameras and gear, hoping to document their findings and perhaps, against all odds, find Heather alive. As night falls and they establish a camping spot, the forest around them becomes increasingly foreboding. The silence of the night is soon shattered by strange identifiable noises emanating from the dark depth of the woods. These unsettling sounds grew louder and more frequent, creating an atmosphere thick with tension and fear, indicating that something violent is stalking them, much as the sinister presence that haunted Heather years ago. This franchise shocks audience by making them think it was real. Let's dive into the themes of each movie. In The Blair Witch Project, the film explores urban legend and folklore as The Blair Witch herself is an urban legend. This movie became one of the scariest ever created. In Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, the movie includes urban legend, twisted events, and folklore, offering a completely different look and feel from the first movie. In Blair Witch, the theme includes urban legend, mysteries, and the supernatural. This film is an impression blend of the supernatural elements and found footage franchise. Next, let's discuss the narrative structure and filming styles for these movies. In the Blair Witch Project, the film employs a unique first-person perspective, creating an immersive and realistic experience by having the actors themselves hold the cameras. This technique allows viewers to feel as though they are part of the group, as the actors document their eerie journey through the woods, capturing every moment of tension and fear firsthand. In Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, the filmmakers decided to move away from the found footage styles that identifies its predecessor. Instead, they adopted a more conventional filming approach, using professional cinematography, scripted scenes, and traditional narrative techniques. This shift aims to provide a different storytelling experience, focusing on a more polished and structured cinematic presentation. In Blair Witch, the franchise makes a deliberate return to the found footage style that made the original film a groundbreaking success. This sequel closely mirrors the approach of the Blair Witch Project, incorporating modern technology by having characters use head-mounted cameras alongside handheld ones. This not only enhanced the sense of immediacy and realism, but also provides multiple perspectives on their harrowing journey, effectively heightening the suspense and terror as they venture deeper into the haunted woods. Now, horror fans, let's move on to discrete directors and discuss who directed and wrote these movies. The Blair Witch Project was directed and written by Daniel Myrick and Adriano Sanchez. The two directors of this film had a unique style that made the story terrifying and captivating, successfully scaring many audiences. The actors in this movie played themselves: Heather Donahue, Michael Williams, and Joshua Leonard. Their performance and the screenplays were so realistic and terrifying that audience believed it was real, particularly because the actors held the cameras the entire time and the Blair Witch was never shown. The development of this film began in 1993, with actors being invited from the University of Central Florida. Intentionally, the actors didn't know they were making a horror film. They thought it was a car commercial. Filming began on October 23rd, 1997, and only took 8 days to complete. The film got released on July 14th, 1999, earning an IMDb score of 6.5 out of 10 and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 86%. The Blair Witch Project was made on an extremely low budget, estimated between $60,000 to $750,000, depending on sources, but it grossed over $248 million worldwide, making it one of the most successful independent films in terms of return on investment. The filming locations were in Maryland and Burkittsville, where props like stick figures were hung from trees for the characters to discover. The film won numerous awards: Independent Spirit Award for Best First Feature in 2000, Saturn Award for Best Actress, Heather Donahue, and Best Horror Film in 2000. Boston Society of Film Critics Award for Best Actress, Heather Donahue in 1999. Florida Film Critics Circle Award for Best Director, Daniel Merrick, and Adriano Sanchez in 1999. Online Film Critics Society Award for Best Original Screenplay in 1999. Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2 was directed by Joe Berlinger and written by Dick Beebe and Berlinger himself. This sequel was rushed in both writing and directing, resulting in a poor reception from audience. The film features Jeffrey Donovan as Jeffrey Patterson, Eric Learnson as Eric Gearson, Stephen Barker Turner as Stephen Ryan Parker, Kim Director as Kim Diamond, and Tristan Schuyler as Tristan Ryler. The performances of this movie were disappointing, as it was poorly directed with bad acting and a weak storyline. The sequel was planned quickly after the success of the first movie and rushed into production. Filming began in the spring of 2000 and took 40 days to complete, with locations in Baltimore, Maryland, and Gwynn Falls Leaking Park for the camping scenes. Props used includes rope, knives, and guns, with CGI of ghost figures. Well, sort of. The film was released on October 27, 2000, receiving an IMDb score of 4 out of 10 and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 14%. Despite a budget of $15 million, it grossed $47.7 million at the box office. It received numerous Razzie Awards for Worst Film, Worst Directors, and Worst Screenplay. The 2016 sequel, Blair Witch, was directed by Adam Wingard and written by Simon Burnett. The movie successfully received the terror of the original, making the audience frightened. The cast included James Allen McCune as James Donahue, Kelly Hernandez as Lisa Linton, Brandon Scott as Peter Jones, Corbin Reed as Ashley Bennett, Valorie Curry as Talia, and Wes Robertson as Lang. The performances were strong and the film's storylines were compelling. It ignored the events of the second movie, acting as a direct sequel to the Blair Witch Project. The development of the film was kept secretly, aiming to recapture the horror of the first film. Filming took place in the spring of 2015 in British Columbia, Canada, with the woods and a soundstage used to recreate the house from the first movie. Props included stick figures and a knife. The film was released on September 16, 2016, with an IMDb score of 5 out of 10 and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 38%. Its budget was $5 million and it grossed $45.2 million. The nominations received in this film are a Fangoria Chainsaw Award 2017, nominated for Best Wide Release Film, Fright Meter Awards 2017, nominated for Best Supporting Actress, Kaylee Hernandez, and nominated for Best Editing. Now let's dive into the Insane Insiders and discover the fun facts, Easter eggs, and similarities across the franchise. Let's begin this segment by discussing the similarities among the films. In the Blair Witch Project, we found footage, an urban legend, the woods, a main character, an overarching story. In Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2, we also encountered the urban legend, the woods, and the story. And in Blair Witch, once again, we see found footage, the urban legend, the woods, a main character, and the story. There are some unknown Easter eggs in the Blair Witch Project and Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2. However, in Blair Witch, the missing map from the first movie can be found in the house in the woods, and some scenes are quite similar to the first film. Here are some fun facts from the movies. For the Blair Witch Project, the movie was adapted into a game in 2019. When the film was first shown in the cinemas, the audience believed the entire movie was real. For Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, the film was originally intended to open with Frank Sinatra's song, Witchcraft, to set a lighter atmosphere before the plot unfolded. However, Artisan Entertainment insisted that John Berlinger include Marilyn Manson disposable teens for the opening scenes to create a punk rock vibe instead. And for Blair Witch, the film was intentionally promoted under the working title The Woods. It was kept a secret project until its official announcement. We're not done yet. Before the end of this episode, I'm going to share my personal thoughts on this iconic and chilling franchise, The Blair Witch Project. I think this movie is very scary, but also amazing. I love everything about it. I agree with the high rating it received because it was both great and terrifying. The ending is especially memorable and effectively scares the audience, leaving them shocked. Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. This movie has some disappointment aspects. It feels different from the original Blair Witch film. I agree with the lower rating because it wasn't as good, but I still watch it sometimes. While I don't have a favorite scene, the ending surprised me with its twisted nature. And for Blair Witch, I love this movie as much as the first one. It has supernatural elements and many scary scenes. I disagree with the lower rating it received because I found it terrifying and full of supernatural scares. My favorite part is when Lisa gets chased by the Blair Witch. I was shocked when I saw her. She was truly terrifying. About the upcoming movie, I'm very excited to see it because it will be a remake to the original, and it is being worked by Blumhouse that had previously worked on The Black Phone, Finest of Phrase movie, Megan, Insidious, and Sinister. What I'm hoping to see is found footage style, and probably seeing the Blair Witch. We don't have a release date yet, but it's still in development, but it will be coming very soon. This concludes today's episode. I hope you enjoyed discovering the franchise of the Blair Witch. I'll be back next week to tell you all about the first two movies of another survival apocalypse themed franchise, A Quiet Place 1 and 2, and the first interview of this podcast will be coming out this week. So make sure you keep an eye on it, and I hope you all enjoy it. Don't forget to follow, rate, and review this podcast, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Horror Talks with Tate Podcast to stay tuned for more episodes coming along and any updates. Thank you so much for tuning in, horror fans. And as always, stay spooky and remember, don't go into the woods to find the Blair Witch.